everyone, welcome to Art with Mrs. Bodden. Today I am going to do a shading lesson. So if you scroll back down through my lovely YouTube videos, you're going to find a cake drawing. And it should be a 6-layer cake drawing. And this is what I've been working on with my 5th graders. So today I'm going to show how to shade it so that it can look 3-dimensional. So you're going to need some crayons. And you're going to need your favorite colors of crayons. And we're going to shade our cake today. So go ahead and scroll back down if you do not have a cake to draw the cake. And then you can come back to this video and you can shade with me. I will see you in a few minutes. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a cake drawing that I did. And I have a box of 24 crayons. So we have a box of 24 crayons so that we can have our choice of colors. So we're going to start out by shading the frosting layer of our cake. So I want you to pick one of your favorite colors out of your box. Don't pick your black, your gray, your white, your yellow. Those are harder colors to shade with. I also don't recommend your carnation pink color. This is one I wouldn't recommend. It just is hard to get the colors choices that we need. So I am going to start with, I think I'm going to do blue violet this time. So blue violet is what I'm going to use. We are going to shade our cake. Our cake is a cylinder. So if I go back to one of my drawings from before, you can see how we shade a cylinder. When we talk about a cylinder, we are dark at the outside, light where my slice of cake is out of. So we are going to do mostly a dark to medium. So to get that dark color, we press hard. Get that medium value, we lighten up our pressure. And that's what we're going to use for this side. We'll get to the top in just a moment. For right now, we're going to go dark to medium because my center is where my light would go. And my light is missing because somebody took a piece out of my cake. So I usually start on the right, because I'm right-handed, so it makes it easier for me. I'm going to start kind of in the corner, and I'm going to just press hard as I shade. And I am making my shading marks short, and I'm making my edge what I call fuzzy. I don't want a solid edge, because it does not blend well when it comes to going to my medium value. I'm just going to go all the way to the bottom. And yes, I've left a few little white spaces, so I'll have to go back in and fill those in just a moment. I go all the way to the bottom, creating kind of this fuzzy edge. Then, I'm going to come in next, and I'm going to go a little bit lighter. Now, if I go too light, like this, it looks like I have a strip of dark, and then I have a strip of lighter. To get these two to blend, I'm going to put a little bit more crayon on the lighter edge, and it starts to blend together. And I just continue adding just a little bit until it blends together and looks like it's almost seamless. So then I'm going to blend down a little bit more. I'm going to hop down to the bottom and kind of finish up my bottom so I've got an ending point. Putting down a layer of crayon. Am I totally medium? Nope. So I need to come back in and add a little bit more to make that value a little bit more of a medium. Now, if you get to the point where you are almost to light right here, along this edge right here, that's okay. That's kind of about where our medium would be ending. So you want to kind of end your medium right there. Blend your values together a little bit. You can always bring your dark in just a little bit more if you want to make that dark. We can always go darker with crayon. We can't always go lighter with crayon. So I would rather you start out being too light and add more dark than start out too dark and not be able to lighten it up. You'll notice as I shade, I do turn my paper all sorts of crazy directions. And that's just to help me get a better angle for my shading. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, don't do it. do what makes it easier for you. So, I have a pretty good dark value. I'm going to extend it out just a little bit more. Make it nice and dark. I'm going to go for a little bit more medium. Just put a little bit more crayon next to it to kind of blend it together. I'm going to go over just a little bit on my next part. So there I've got kind of a dark to a medium value. Now we gotta do it on this side. Now, I'm right-handed, so coming in at this angle works really well for me. Coming in at this angle on the left doesn't. So I'm gonna turn my paper upside down. Now I have that same angle that I can work in at. I'm gonna start again at what is the top of the cake, but it's at the bottom now. I'm still working on that fuzzy edge. And yes, I've turned my paper sideways. And yes, I do skip all around. Start at the top, start at the bottom, go back and forth. Whatever gets your dark on your paper, get your dark on your paper. Make sure you're giving me that fuzzy edge. So there's my dark. Now I go to my medium. Now, is this medium gonna look right? No, I need to add another layer to make it look more medium. Then I can line up just a little bit more as I go all the way over to the slice of my frosting. Finish up my medium value here, and then we'll look at it, see if I need to add any more, and then we'll do the top. Okay, so if I'm looking and comparing my two darks, this one appears to be just a little bit darker. So I'm going to come over here and just put another layer of dark over the top. We want our cake to look even on both sides. Now, because I went darker, it looks like I have a strip. So now I need to put a little bit more just on that inside. And put just a little bit more to blend it into the next area. Okay, now we're going to look at the top. Our top is flat, just like all of the surfaces we've done with our previous drawings in class. So our surfaces we've done has been like the counter. So with our counter, we always do dark at the back because it's furthest away, coming to light at the front. By the time we get to the middle of our cake, we are medium value. So you're going to go very quick, dark to medium to light, just on this top area. Do not go into your cake slice. So, dark along this top area. Lightening up as you go to the middle. Sometimes it is helpful to go dark and then come down to your light so you know where your two ends are. And then usually you can find a medium somewhere in the middle. So I've got my lights on one side, my light on the other. It's almost there. And now I can go back to my dark and work my way to my medium. Now to get that medium value, we're just picking up our crayon a little bit, not applying as much pressure. once you're happy with the top, we can move on to our side frosting. So our frosting right here, that just kind of layer piece where it looks like they've cut it out, we're going to take it and we're going to make it about a medium value. So we don't want it to go dark, but we don't want it to be as light as our light. So we're going to put it down at about a medium value. Okay, next comes the fun part. So we have 6 layers. We're going to pick 3 colors. We're going to do 2 of each color. So I want you to pick 3 colors that you don't have already on your paper. So I will not be picking blue violet. I'm going to go a different route. I'm actually going to go more pink. So I'm going to do the violet red. I'm going to do the red violet. I think, let's go indigo. Give it a little bit of a pop of a different color. So those are my 3 colors. You may choose any 3 colors that you would like. If you want them to go together, pick colors that are close to each other in rainbow order. If you want them all along the same lines, pick some colors that are close to each other. If you want to be contrasty, pick colors that aren't next to each other. Have fun with it. Oh, I forgot a line. I've got a line that goes straight down the middle, and I forgot to draw it, so give me just a sec and get that in there. Now I've got our correct line. Now we can shade the slices of cake. Okay, so I'm going to pick one color to start with, and I'm going to start with my violet red. I'm actually going to go light to medium to dark with my colors. When we shade our cake, we think about it as a flat surface, because this is flat. So what is furthest away from us is darker. What is closest to us is going to be lighter. So you're going to go super fast, dark, medium, light. Super fast, dark, medium, light. So easy way to start is get up close to that vertical line that goes the center and go nice and dark with your crayon. Then lighten up your pressure a little bit, and then lighten up your pressure a lot. And then, because that's not very well blended, just take your crayon and lightly color over it another time. And that'll blend it together quite a bit more. So again, I've got my dark. I'm going to go for a medium, go for a light, and then I'm just going to take my crayon and I'm going to lightly color over all of that, and it's going to blend it together. Okay, so I have 2 more colors, so I'm going to leave these 2 slices white for now. I'm going to move to this slice. I'm going to do the same thing, or this layer, not slice. I'm going to start out dark, then I'm going to go medium, I'm going to go light, and then a layer over the top to blend it all together. That medium needs to be just a hair darker. Okay, same thing on this side. Dark at the middle. Then I'm going to come to my medium, then my light, and then a light color over all 3 to make them blend together a little bit more. Okay, done with my violet red. I'm going to move on to red violet. I'm going to do the same thing. Start at the center, go dark, to medium, to light. Oh, that medium needs to be a little darker. There we go. And then I'm just going to lightly color over all of it to kind of blend it together. So, other side of that cake layer, dark, medium, light. And then I'm going to blend them together with a layer. Sometimes you need to go back in and make that dark a little darker. That's okay. once that layer is done, we're going to skip this one because I still have my one remaining color. We're going to come down to the next one. Starting at the center, this time I'm going to start on the left side. Dark, medium, light, layer to blend them all together. Going to the other side. Dark, medium, light, blend the layers together. Okay, now I can set this one to the side. Last color, we're going to do indigo. Same thing we've been doing. Dark at the center. Then to medium. Then to light. And then color that light layer over the top of all of it to blend it all together. Gonna make that dark come out just a little bit more. There we go. Going on the left side. Dark. Medium. Light. And blend it together with a layer. Okay. Last layer of our cake. I'm starting on the left side. Dark. Medium. Light. And then a layer to blend it all together. Okay, last layer of our cake. We're going to go dark to medium to light. Oh, my medium doesn't look very medium. There we go, now that's better. Then we're going to color over the top to blend it all together. There you have it. There is our cake. Now you're going to find your black. We're not going to use it quite yet. We're going to use your gray first, but I want you to have your black. So have your black handy. We're going to do black and gray. So we're going to shade the top of our cake plate first, where the cake is sitting. So this is very similar to kind of how this part is and how our tabletop will be. So our dark is going to start back here. We're going to be medium by the time we get to here, and that includes all of this part here. Light by the time we get up here. It's going to go super fast, which is why we're going to take the black at the end, and we're going to darken some of our dark areas. So starting at the back with your gray, kind of make a fuzzy, crazy looking corner. Press nice and hard. Then you're going to come around. Yes, I'm turning my paper again because this is a corner. I'm going to kind of go in a back and forth curvy motion. I'm going to kind of blend that together. And then up here, I'm going to be light. I'm going to come up underneath right at the bottom of my cake and go more of a medium value. And then super light as I come down to the edge of my cake plate right here. Here, I'm just going to start out light. And then press a little harder as I go in towards the middle. Light. Pressing my crayon a little harder as I go in towards the middle. That gives me that medium value where I need it. I'm going to come over here. Light. Get a little bit darker at the base of my cake, but making sure I am light at the edge. And then I'm going to curve around this side too. So I'm going to do that kind of in a more medium value. And I promise we'll go back and make the darks even darker. That's where our black comes in. There's the top. Now, this guy is no different than this part right here. So the neck of our cake plate is essentially the same as our cake. Only it's super skinny. So we're going to go dark, medium, light. Almost instantly. So dark, medium, light. The other part we need to go dark is up here. This is going to be dark because the plate overhangs the neck of our cake stand, or our cake plate. So I'm going to start out by coloring, or shading I should say, nice and dark up here. I'm going to come down my edges in that nice dark, and I'm still keeping it fuzzy. Still keeping it fuzzy even though I'm still going along that line and it's super short. I'm going to do the same on this side. fuzzy edge. So I've got a dark. Now I've got to go medium. And my light's going to be super, super small. I'm going to tell you that already. My light's going to be super, super small. And it just kind of blends those two mediums together. I'm going to go back and add just a little bit more of that medium value along my edges. And the neck of our cake plate is done. The foot is very similar to how we did this part. We're going to start dark here, medium, light. Some of you may find it easier to start at the light and work your way up to a medium. Others will find it easier to go dark, coming to a medium, to a light. Both ways work. We just need those three values. And we're going to go back and make those dark values even darker. We'll use our black crayon for that. Okay, so there's the foot of our cake plate. This guy doesn't look so dark. Hang on. That looks so better. So we're going to start up here. And now I've switched to my black crayon. This is just going to make my darks darker. I don't want you to go hog wild with this. It's just going to make our darks darker by a little bit. So I'm going to take my crayon and I'm going to kind of do that fuzzy. But I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to make that dark a little darker by adding a light layer of black. I'm going to do the same over here. That same kind of fuzzy edge. I'm going to do that right there. Now I'm going to do the same thing right here. We're going to come over and kind of curve down a little bit. So across the bottom of our cake plate. I'm going to create a little bit of an edge and then kind of down the corners. And there you have that. So that creates more of a shadow for us. Last part is going to be this back part of our foot of our cake plate. So we're not going to go across our neckline. We're going to kind of draw where that neckline is and do similar to what we did here, just to make that look a little bit darker, a little bit further back. And just a little layer of black makes that look so much cooler, so much more definition. Okay, last thing we're going to do, we're going to shade our counter and our wall. So our counter, you're going to pick a color that you don't have on your paper. Let's see. I think I'm going to go, I'm going to go yellow-green. Just because it'll stand out next to all of my purple. So with our counter, same as we did top of our cake, same as we did with our cake plate basically, and our foot. We're going to go dark to medium to light. Short space, so we're going to do it pretty quick. So dark as your crayon will allow you to without breaking hopefully. Medium, light. Be careful when you're going around your cake plate, around that neck and that foot. We don't want to get our counter color on our cake plate. Now the hard part about our counter can sometimes be getting your mediums and your darks to line up. The nice thing about being this short of a prod spot, they should line up pretty well. Sometimes the dark extends out further on one side than the other. So I'm just doing the same thing on my left side. I really like the look of this dark. I think that's a pretty dark. Okay, so there we have dark to medium to light, super fast. for your background, our wall is flat. And it's flat horizontally, or perpendicular, wrong way. It's flat perpendicularly to our table. So you're going to pick a color that you haven't used, but pick a lighter color. So yellow is a good one. The baby poop yellow-green is a good one. That's the one we used in our pear. The apricot is a good one for this one. The yellow-orange is a good one for this one. If you haven't used the carnation pink, that one also looks good for this one. I think I'm going to go with peach with this one, or the apricot color. And I'm just going to color kind of a medium value. We don't want to go too dark, because most walls aren't super dark. And we don't want to go too light, because we want to be able to see it. Again, be careful going around your cake and your cake plate. We don't want to pull those other colors into your wall. It'll look like you got speckles on your wall. Or maybe even stripes. Uh-oh. Got too close to my cake plate and got some black. Oh well. Okay, and there you have it. There is our 6-layer cake, shaded to look like a cylinder, sitting on top of a cake plate. And it looks like I want to make just a little bit more of a medium value here. That's me being a perfectionist. Blend it together just a little bit more. There we go. There you have it. Hope you have fun shading. See what you can do. I will talk with you guys later.